Zombie U was made by Ubisoft as an exclusive launch game for the Wii U. It later came to Xbox, PlayStation, and PC under the name Zombie, which is the main way I played it. The game takes place in London, if you couldn't tell from the zombified Royal Guard on the cover art. I did play the Wii U version of the game, but didn't get very far simply because I found the Wii U very cumbersome to deal with. Enough of the Wii U. We'll talk about Zombie U after you leave the video a like and subscribe to the channel, both of which really help me out a lot. Thanks. The main gimmick of the game was to show players' inventory on the gamepad screen, but on the Xbox version that I played here, the same can be done by just showing it on the TV. Behind the inventory pop-up, you see a third-person view of your character rummaging through their stuff. This lets you know when any zombies are coming and you need to get out and defend yourself. The second main gimmick of the game was having you play as different people. You start the game as a random person with a face and a name. You speak to the Prepper, who is one of the handful of characters in the game, but he's the voice of God. He'll lead you between objectives and is trying to help you survive, including letting you stay in his safe house. One of the first objectives he gives you is to kill the previous survivor who got zombified. They had a backpack on and you need it. The thing here is that every time you die in-game, the character you were playing as will be a zombie and you need to kill them to get your old gear back. This is a neat loop, but it quickly falls apart when you realize the Prepper still talks to you like you're the same person from the beginning of the game. Before we talk about gameplay, I want to make a quick aside about how quiet the game was. I played it on Xbox and I always had to crank the volume up to hear anything at all. This is important for later on. Anyways, let's talk about gameplay. I found it very slow and a little clunky. You move and attack very slowly. Attacks with your melee weapon, the cricket bat, need to be prepared first by holding the left trigger and then finishing with the right trigger. Hitting RT alone will shove the zombies back, but I rarely use this at all. When a zombie has fallen to the ground, holding LT and then holding RT will finish them off. It took me almost the entire game to realize you need to hold the right trigger to finish them off. There's also a lot of crawling and mantling in this game. You can't jump or crawl on your own though. You'll need to come up to a spot that allows it and then hit A for your character to do it. This makes stealth pretty tough. Everyone knows that when you're playing a stealth game, you need to crouch to make less noise. But that's not an option here at all. On top of that, when you are crouching in a tunnel or in a vent, you can't attack. I've taken some cheap damage from a zombie that was in a tunnel that I wasn't expecting. While in your inventory, you can set quick slots. Not up, down, left, right on the D-pad that you'd expect, but right, 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 or left, left, left. A little awkward to deal with, but it wasn't too bad. What makes this less desirable is that your character also swaps weapons extremely slowly. There was a couple times where I thought I double pressed the D-pad and I didn't, and I equipped the wrong thing. The game also gives you tons of guns to pick from as you make your way through. You start off with a basic pistol and bat, and then get access to rifles, shotguns, assault rifles, SMGs. There really is a lot for the pretty small inventory space you get. I also have to say that I found the ammo stacking kind of broken. There were times where I had multiple stacks of the same ammo that weren't full. I have a clip of 3 stacks of pistol ammo in my inventory. I dropped them all on the ground and then picked them back up and they finally stack correctly. 1, 2, buckle my shoe. If you're not aware of small stuff like this, you'll be leaving items in areas you otherwise could have grabbed. The game environments themselves are broken up into areas. You can walk between all areas on foot with only some loading between the zones, but this is not advised. Zombies have a tendency to respawn in previously explored areas, and don't forget, you're slow as fuck. Every area in the game has a manhole. Manholes are the only way to fast travel between locations. Due to them being manholes, they are almost always deep underground. But what you're not expecting is that they are very deep underground. Some of these were like 3 layers deeper than the main level of the map. I began to think that this was due to the limitations of the Wii U, giving the console time to load the above ground environment as you make your way up. This is very possible, but making your way down, the game actually helps you a bit by putting an in-game green arrow to direct you to where it is. The game has zombie variations as many other zombie games also have. I'll break down a couple of the notable ones. There's a ranged one that spits a projectile at you. I think they're wearing a straitjacket and you see water vapor coming off of them like they're cold. Getting hit can knock you off ledges and disorient you, which opens the window to getting hit again. There's an electric zombie, this chick that needs to be killed 3 times. Doing enough damage to kill her will make her vanish and you can see her spirit running around. She'll spawn again and eventually she'll fall over and die for good. I think you first come across these in the infamous nursery part of the game, but you'll also see them more towards the end. Okay, the worst one out of all of these special zombies are the scuba diver zombies. At least I think they're scuba divers. You can see a giant air tank on their back. Shooting them in the body or any melee attack will make them explode. These killed me like 3 times on my playthrough. The only way to counter them is to listen for a hissing noise. It sounds like air leaking out of their tank. But like I said, the game is insanely quiet, so it's pretty hard to hear it. On the plus side, these guys actually help you take out larger groups of zombies since the blast radius is pretty big, but still, I hated running into them. A very big part of the game is scanning. Hold down the left bumper to scan. Anything unscanned will be a white dot. You'll be able to mark zombies, items, lootable objects, doors, and more importantly, junction boxes. These junction boxes are the only way to give yourself a minimap. They are sometimes hidden and other times in very obvious places. I've scanned a couple through some thin walls, but you'll mainly need a direct line of sight. On your minimap, you'll get a radar pulse that shows red dots. These red dots aren't just zombies though. I later realized that birds and rats also show up as red dots, which can have you second guessing how many enemies there are in an area. The game is on Steam, PS4, and Xbox One and can be played through backcompat. I got the game on sale for like $4 because I was curious about it since playing it on the Wii U. Let me know your thoughts on the game in the comments. Any interest, or did the time pass? Did you even own a Wii U? Remember to leave the video a like and to subscribe. Thank you so much for watching. Check out my socials in the description. I'll see you all in the next one. Stay safe.